welcome to the Right Moments, where we discuss money, marriage, and all the right moments. So our topic today is
brought to you by one of my homeboys, Antonio Hawley.
You gonna put his whole name?
Yep, I'm putting his whole name out there.
Wasn't this like an anonymous
recommendation?
I
asked him for some recommendations.
Okay.
The whole crew, they came back. Well, he came back with what prepared us for marriage. So
yes.
So that's the question that we're gonna
discuss today, or try to answer today.
Yeah.
So what prepared us for marriage? So Jamal and I, of course, are very unconventional. We were together 7 years before we even got married. And then we got married really quickly. So,
yeah.
It was not even, I don't think, 30 days. I don't even think we had 30 days. We were going to go to the courthouse and get married, but friends and family came together and were like, no, we're going to have a wedding.
Really quickly.
So we had lots of support and lots of love. Anyway, so what got us ready for marriage? And the things that we're going to discuss today did not happen in 30 days. It did not happen in a year. These things occurred through the entire 7 years before we even got married. Okay?
Yeah.
So remember, marriage is a really big commitment, and it's going to have an influence on all of your life's decisions for the lifetime of that marriage. So of course, as optimistic as I am, I know there are some couples out there who, even after 30 plus years of marriage or 20 plus years of marriage, they do separate and they get divorced. But hopefully that's not on the horizon for any of us, right? No. All right, so just be mindful, marriage is a commitment, so it's going to have an influence on everything within both of your lives, okay? So the biggest thing I would say is, as much as I love Jamal, he does not complete me.
What?
You don't complete me.
What the hell are you talking about?
Like,
you gotta explain that.
Why do I always have to explain everything?
I don't complete you.
You don't.
What does that mean?
Meaning, I am still an individual. Before you get married, and this is for both, both people in a relationship. Remember that you are individuals, so you need to be comfortable with who you are. Get all those, I would say those jealous feelings out the way, those insecurities, work on that, discuss that. What else?
We are individuals. Like I always tell people, she's not my best friend. I'm not telling her everything. So, like I discuss stuff with my boys that I don't discuss with her. So, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. So we are individuals, and we don't pretend that like we're the best of buddies because I don't like her sometimes. But yeah, man, you got to be your own person, but still work within the marriage. Exactly. If that makes any sense. Like she said, we're unconventional. I know most people will be like, oh, she's my best friend, and it was like love at first sight. Nah, bruh.
It took years to get to where
we
are.
We were together for 7 years before we even got married. So,
so know who you are as an individual.
Right, you gotta know what prepared us for marriage. Is before we got married, we knew exactly who each other was. So when marriage came about, it was just a natural process, just a natural step, and nothing changed. So a lot of times people go and be like, I'm getting married, and then everything changes. Like they in it for the wrong reasons. They try to change the other person to what they think that other person should be. And it shouldn't be like that. However y'all was dating, that should go directly into your marriage, and a step shouldn't be missed. So that's my point of view on that.
Okay.
Like I said, I ain't going to no clubs with her. I ain't going to no bars.
You won't go to a bar with me?
No.
You won't go to a bar with me?
I might. It depends on who's going.
Anyway. I
ain't doing it. Because you might be at the strip site. Go ahead.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right, so moving on. Are the two of you a good match? So before you even get married, does your both characters kind of mix? Are you compatible? Is the chemistry there? And I'm not only talking about the chemistry in regards to love. I'm talking about, are you able to really open up with that person? Even though Jamal, of course, there's some secrets I don't know about him, and vice versa. There's some things that he doesn't know about me.
Blowtorch. See? Go ahead.
But through time, all those things will come out, as long as it's something that's not going to hurt you or your relationship dramatically, I would say. So are the two of you a good match? Character, chemistry, compatibility.
Yeah. Foundation.
Yeah. Another thing that we kind of worked out before marriage is we were comfortable with conflict with each other, and we knew how far to take our disagreements. Or, for example, you already know Jamal and I, when we get upset with each other or angry, we don't discuss it right then and there, because it's not going to solve anything. We know each other, so we know each other's characteristics, okay? And we know we're not compatible once we're angry or we're upset about something, especially if it's something you did or something I did.
It's her fault.
It's not my fault.
I'm angry. It's your fault.
It's not my fault.
Always your fault.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
See?
So be comfortable with that.
Right.
We're not going to be happy with each other all the time. We're not going to be...
we don't portray a certain type of marriage. Like, what you see is what you get. There's nothing different. There's no acting, pretend. Sometimes people get married for all the wrong reasons. They like the idea of being married, or to say I'm married, but they don't like what comes with marriage, the compromising and
the sacrifice.
Right, and all that other stuff, thinking that, they have to, like she said, sacrifice their individuality for the marriage. No, you're still the same person. But getting married for just to say I'm married, or the idea of being married, it's not going to work. But you got to be yourself.
Yeah. And I think with conflict, I would say, even though Jamal and I don't address our conflict right away, we still address it, and we don't quit on each other. So I know with a lot of folks, it's easier if you don't like something or you don't want to deal with someone, you're like, you're done. We can get divorced. I don't want to be with you. It's either all or nothing, meaning if something doesn't go your way, then you're not even listening to the other person. You're not compromising. You're not trying to negotiate.
Right.
Marriage is a negotiation. Marriage is a negotiation.
It's give and take. Listen, I'm not going to get everything I want out this, but I got to tread lightly here. I got 4 people who do not listen to me. So I got to pick and choose when to insert myself. So it's a negotiation. You live with it. You get over it. Mad, I don't care.
But don't quit.
Right.
Don't quit on each other. And when I say, when we're talking about don't quit, we're not talking about if you're constantly being abused, whether it's physically, mentally,
right,
financially, or if you're, if your partner's behavior is just completely intolerable, meaning if he or she is constantly cheating, if they're lying, or that's different. We're not talking about stuff like that. Okay, so just don't quit on each other just because you don't like.
Because it got a little hard.
Yeah, it just got a little hard. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Don't get married for other people. A lot of times people do that. They get married for other people. You can't make other people happy because this is your relationship. So you got to get married because you want to be married and you put in the work to be married.
Both of you.
You can't do it for other people. It's as simple as that. So
Yeah, I'm sure like his side of the family and my side of the family probably wanted us to get married maybe after 2 years, maybe after 1 year. I don't know. It took us 7 years.
7 years
With a child. We had a kid.
Yeah, but that was in the like 7th year though.
It was in the 6th year. She was 1 year.
All right. Anyway.
Okay.
So you made me lose my train of thought. Go ahead. I'm done.
No, keep going.
I'm done. I don't know what I was saying.
You were saying don't get married for other folks.
Yeah, you can't do it. You're going to be miserable. Miserable. Because you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. You worry about what other people thinking instead of what it needs to what you need to do to make your marriage work.
Okay. Good?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
fine.
All right. Leading on to expectations before you get married. Please.
Go, son.
Please discuss your expectations with each other.
Yeah.
Okay? Expectations. Meaning expectations. Do you want kids? How many kids? What else? What are your financial goals? What are your career goals?
What are your financial goals?
What?
We're getting to the money.
We're getting
Telling you.
So
it ain't gonna work.
Each other's expectations. No, and we're also with expectations. We're talking about. Hold on, let me look at my notes because I had 3 things really written down. So each other's needs, romance. Because I know a lot of couples or a lot of relationships, they have this big romantic honeymoon phase even before they get married. You go out all the time. You wine and dine, which is fine. You could do that with each other. But if those are your expectations after marriage, you better keep it going. And that's something that you're going to have to talk about. Intimacy, okay? Your sex life. Whatever pleasures each other like, or discuss that before you get married, okay? The last thing you want to happen behind closed doors after marriage and you have surprises.
So I creep, Come on, do the creep.
No.
That's TLC. Creeping.
Okay. Can't. So beware of expectations, of each other's expectations after marriage. Okay. Yeah. And then Jamal's favorite subject, finances. Finances. Who's the spender? Who's the saver? Okay. Joint accounts. How much debt? Including student loans, because student loans are a form of debt. Student loans.
Yeah.
Credit score, credit report. Do you have something that your mama or your aunties or whoever took out in your name? You need to know that.
Listen.
Co-signing.
Listen.
So discuss your finances. How much income does that person make?
Right.
Is based on the type of job that he or she has.
You know what?
Salary going to increase?
Hold on a second. It don't even have to be where they are financially. It's about, okay, if I'm working at, say for instance, McDonald's, no offense anybody working at McDonald's, right? But if I'm complacent just working at McDonald's, then that's a problem. Like there has to be goals that you have to set for yourself to help push your family and your marriage forward. Can't be complacent.
In any career.
Complacency kills everything.
Yep. So maybe you want to own a McDonald's one day.
Right. I mean, if you're working towards owning one, that's good. But if you're just like, man, I'm just going in here, I'm getting a paycheck, and you're happy living in the hood for the rest of your life, I'm just saying, bro, you gotta want something better for yourself.
Yeah. And your family.
And your family.
Good one, babe. All right.
I know. I'm like that, son.
We're almost there. We're getting there. breach of trust. So before you get married, discuss what are those items what are your lines in the sand that cannot be broken or cannot be crossed, okay? So for example, what is considered cheating? Is it flirting? Is it texting? Is it still talking to ex-girlfriends and boyfriends? Is it having a certain number of male friends or female friends? All those little nuances need to be discussed prior to marriage, and those kinks have to be worked out, I would say. So what are your lines in the sand for each other? So you know once you go into your marriage that if you should ever cross that, it shouldn't be a surprise to you.
Right.
It shouldn't. So I say that because there are some marriages out there that have, what is it called? Open? Yeah. That are open marriages. But I'm sure those couples discussed that prior to.
Right.
Okay? We're not that couple.
Sam,
So we're just saying.
son. Go ahead. Go ahead. I like teasing. Go ahead. Just go.
All right. I hate him on so many levels sometimes. I do.
Go ahead, son.
All right. Anyway, so breach of trust. And lastly, before you all say I do to each other, continue to express love for each other. You are not going to have butterflies every time you see this person after marriage.
No.
I'm telling you right now, you will not.
No.
You're not going to have those head over heels or think about them all day or text them all day or call them. No.
Don't call me.
No, we're at work.
Listen, I got too much stuff that I have to do.
I think I call you one time. Usually, I call him once
Once a day.
a day.
That's fine. But don't be texting me
Yeah,
all day
no.
talking about what you doing.
If he calls me at work, because Jamal never calls me.
Yeah.
So if he calls me, I know either it's something with our children
Right. That's the only time
or
you call.
something with him or it's an emergency.
Right.
Okay? Because we're working during the course of the day.
Yeah.
And it was the same way when we were together before marriage. We were at work or at school. We didn't have the time. But the time we did spend with each other was great. So make those moments, I would say, memorable. You don't have to spend a lot of money.
Nope.
Whatever you consider romance, then you continue that after marriage.
Right. Complacency. Get rid of it.
What does that have to do with love?
If you're complacent and if you think you got everything in the bag and it ain't right, shit gonna fall apart. See?
All right.
See? I'm like that, son.
No.
I'm smooth with it.
Okay.
Smooth operator.
You. All right. So thank you once again for coming to our channel. You want to finish it up since? Go ahead.
You want
do
me to
it.
play some go-go?
No, you go ahead and do it this time.
No, go ahead. Nah.
No, you do it. You do it.
Go ahead. I ain't gonna tease you about give us a thumbs up. Go ahead, son. That's your
Please
job.
subscribe. Make a comment. Send recommendations.
I'm good.
All right, we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Oh,
Say bye.